Crafters. In tonight's video, we're going to see how to make a DIY diagonal joy fold Valentine's card using the terrific Toadstools stamp sets and dies and the Hearts of Elegance stamp set. And those all can be found in the new mini catalog. And for the background paper, we're going to be using Toadstools Gardens Cling Stamp Set. And that I found free in the Celebration brochure. Let me tell you how Celebration works. For every $60 and $120 you spend on Stampin' Up! Products, you get to pick a free item out of the Celebration brochure. If you decide to join Stampin' Up! During Celebration, you get to build your own starter kit by selecting $125 worth of products for only $99. And you get to select one of two options. The first option is the Handmade Design Cling Stamp Set and your choice of 2 marker sets from the Stampin' Right markers. The other option, you get an additional $30 in free products to add to your kit. I saw many of these diagonal joy fold cards on YouTube, so I can't give any one of you credit for this design. So just enjoy the card. Hi, I'm Joan and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I created this video for Joan Simple Paper Crafts, found right here on YouTube. If you're new here, I want to thank you for stopping by. If you're a returning guest, welcome back. Be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. That way you won't miss when I post a video, which is typically once a week. Now give me a few seconds to turn the camera down and we'll get started. Here's a card we're going to be making tonight. We're going to use the terrific Toadstools photopolymer stamp set for this card. And we're going to use this stamp here, this stamp, and this stamp, and this stamp, and this one here. And then we'll use this stamp. And then for the Heart of Elegance, we're going to use this Happy Valentine's Day and the XOXO. And that's on the inside of the card. And this is the Diagonal Joyful Valentine card. And we're going to use the Toadstool Gardens Designer Series paper found in the Celebration brochure. That's on page 8. And we're going to use this paper right here. And then, where is it? It's this paper down here. It looks like wood grain. To get this card started, we're going to use a piece of 5.5 by 8.5 inch of MELON MAMBA cardstock, and that's 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, or 14 centimeters by 21.6 centimeters, and it needs to be scored at 4.25 inches. I don't have it scored, so let me bring in my trimmer. In this trimmer, this is the scoring blade on this trimmer, and this is the cutting blade, and I added a third blade which says glitter, and I use that when I use foil paper or glitter paper, and so it doesn't dull this one, and I can use this a lot longer that way. And all 3 of them are on that same track, but I'm pushing them out of the way, and all I'm going to need is that scoring blade, and I'm going to put it at 4.25 inches, or that's going to be 10.8 centimeters. And then I want to cut this on the diagonal. Let me fold and burnish this first. Just going to burnish it very lightly. And we want to fold it. And we're going to take this inside piece here. And we want to cut it right here from this fold line. And we're going to take it down to here. So we're going to take that fold right there. And then this point down here. And we're going to cut that. And I just want to make sure that I get those points in the cutting track. And once we get it in the cutting track, then all we have to do is use our cutting blade. That was my scoring blade. I wasn't pushing it down, so that's why I was able to use that. And this we'll use on some other card. So that's our first cut. And next we want to take is our piece of Melon Mambo. Where am I finding it? It fell on the floor. So we're going to take this And this is going to be 3 inches by 8 inches. And then I have it scored already at 4 inches. And we can just fold and burnish this as well. And just move this to the side a little bit. And I like to burnish this on both sides to get a nice crisp edge. And we'll set that right there. I'm going to bring this back in and finish burnishing this. The next we want is our smoky slate, and we want to cut 2 pieces at 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and we got that. And that's going to be 10.2 centimeters by 13.3 centimeters. And then we want to cut one of these the same way as we cut that other one. Just have the points in the track. And we only need bottom one. And we'll use this on a different card. And then this is going to go in here. And next we need is our smoky slate. And we want to take 2 pieces of the 2 3/4 inch by 3 3/4 inch, or that's 7 centimeters by 9.5 centimeters. And that's going to be right here and right inside the card. So we'll glue that down in just a few seconds here. And then we have our Toadstool Designer Series paper. And this is that wood grain. And we've got it cut at 3 7/8 inches by 5 1/8 inches, or 9.8 centimeters by 13 centimeters. Let's go with that for right now. That's plenty for us to work with. I'm going to bring in my glue gun. This is not a Stampin' Up! Product. It's from Sweet Petunia. I'm using it because I have arthritis and I had problems using this. I couldn't squeeze this at all, so I went to this. And I used this for about 2 years, and then my knuckles got so bad I couldn't squeeze. So now I'm going to use this gun here. And it works pretty well. It has this glue inside of there. That's what I use to put inside my glue. And that glue can be bought in our catalog. So I'm going to put this on here. That's our smoky slate, that 4 inches by 5 1/4 inch piece. And I'm going to put it on here, leaving 1/8 of an inch for a border on all 4 sides. Then we'll use this one next. And we're going to glue that down in there, leaving about 1/8 of an inch for a border. And I see a little fuzzy here. I want to just take my emery board to just knock that off from there. Okay, so I'm going to put this on here, leaving that 1/8 of an inch for a border. Sorry, I'm thinking it's closer to 1/16 of an inch for a border on these angles here. And then we're going to put this on the inside here, and we will glue that down in just a second. And we're leaving 1/16 of an inch for a border on all 4 sides on that one. And we'll do the same thing here. We're going to glue down the smoky slate first on the inside. That's that 2 3/4 inch by 3 3/4 inch piece. And that's leaving 1/8 of an inch for a border. And I see some fuzzies on here too. I'm just going to knock those off. And then we'll just use my bone folder to get all the glue bubbles out. This is that 2 3/4 by 3 3/4 inch piece. And that gives us 1/8 of an inch for a border. Looks really nice. I just want to take this fuzzy off from here. I don't think it's attached. I think it's just, yeah, it wasn't on there. Then we're going to line this up in here. So I'm going to have that centered there. I need to put glue on the back. So we want to have it centered right to left. We want to make sure we've got that coming down here far enough so that it's not binding. So I've got it centered right to left and then a little bit off-centered from top to bottom. And I'm just taking those little fuzzies off from there. Don't want them to be glued down. And then we have one more piece to put here. That's going to be our designer series paper. So we need to cut this. Let me pull this up here. We want to cut this at 3 7/8 by 5 inches. The 5 inches is going to be in the long way. So this is going to be the 3 7/8 here. And that's going to be 9.8 centimeters. And then 5 inches will be 12.7 centimeters. And then we're going to cut it at this angle from the left to right. So we're lining that up in the track there. I think that's the last of our cutting. I'm not quite sure. We can glue this down. I'm going to get my silicone mat. I'm afraid that I'm going to get glue on this work surface and then we'll have a mess. You see how well this works? I'm barely squeezing it. And I like it best when we have tiny things, detailed dies. We'll put this on here, leaving 1/16 or a border on all 3 sides. That's about 0.1 centimeters. That went on a lot easier than the first one did. Then we've got this just about ready for our white pieces. And I've got those cut out already too. And those are cut at 2 5/8 by 3 5/8 or 6.7 centimeters by 9.2 centimeters. And I am going to stamp this first. And this one's going to be on the inside, so I'm going to use our Melon Mambo for the ink. And I'm going to bring in our stamp pad. And this is going to say Happy Valentine's Day. I want it to be somewhat in the middle. There's that one. And I'm going to stamp off. And that gets all the ink out of the stamp. And then I can just scrub it in just a second here. I'll scrub both of these at the same time. And this is the second one. And we are going to put this up toward the top. Looks like it's about an inch away from the top border. One more we're going to do. We're going to stamp our mushroom and going to stamp it right here. And we're going to use this here. And that worked great. Then I'm just going to scrub all these off. And I am going to take time and cut that out with my punch. And we're going to just cut it off here. And we can put it right into our punch here. So we want to get that centered there. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool. There's that rubber piece on the end. That'll help steer it in the right spot. And then I can push it down. You push about halfway down, and then you can see if it's centered there. And I'm going to say it is, so then we're just going to punch it out. I should have had a little bit of bigger piece, but that worked anyways. I think I'm going to glue this in next. Kind of feel a little bit discombobulated. We can put this on here, and we want that to be about 1/16 of an inch for a border. That's going to be 0.1 centimeters approximately. Basically centered on there. And I'm just going to get rid of the glue bubbles. That inner piece is done. And then this is going to go on here, but we want to finish it up before we glue that on there. So we have to do some mushrooms, and we got this one already cut out. I can find it now. that one's cut out. We need to do our pumpkin pie mushrooms and our little stems there to hold it. Okay, so we are going to do pumpkin pie and the little pumpkins, and then these stems here. So this is going to be in gray, and this is going to be in pumpkin pie. If we can find our scrap paper. These I'm going to have to fussy cut. And we are done with this. And then we'll grab our gray granite. Here we go. And then we have one more we have to do. Well, let's try that again. We're going to try it at the top. And I think we're done with this. And then we have our green stems here. And we're going to put them on here. Let me get this out of the way. We're going to use our granny apple green for the stems. I'm going to do these leaves. I'm calling it stems. I meant leaves. We'll do one right here. And we'll do one over here. And one down here. Okay, I'm going to clean these off. So let's bring these pieces back in here. I'm going to cut this off so we can punch this one out. This one's way down here. And I'm going to just slide her in there. And this one seems to work a lot better than the other one did. I need to just adjust that a little bit. There. I'm seeing that there's no white there, so I'm thinking it's centered. And then we've got these we have to fussy cut. So I'm going to just cut them out really roughly right here. And when I fussy cut them, basically you want to move the paper and not the scissors. And I'm just going to cut this up here. Didn't want it to get tangled up with the scissors. And then I'm just going to basically do a U-turn there. A very small U-turn. Narrow U-turn. That would be the right way to say it. Another U-turn. And then we need to cut out our little pumpkin mushrooms. And I'm just going to go around those, each mushroom. And this sweater is not the best thing to do either. It's picking up all my pieces here. Let's put them up there, then the sweater won't drag through them. We'll bring them back down when we're ready to do anything with them. I think this is the cutest stamp set. You know, I like the paper. I think I'm going to get some more on my next purchase. I want to make Valentines for my family using this set, I'm thinking. Though I am going to be doing another Valentine card for next week, so that might turn out just as good. We'll have to see which one I use for the family. Okay, we've got that. So now we need to glue these down. And we're going to bring in our silicone mat. We definitely need this now. We're going to put this one right about here. I'm going to attach it to the base there and then have it just kind of go up between the leaves there. And this is what I was saying, the delicate. This works really well. Do little dots here. I haven't even squeezed it. I'm just doing dots. I squeezed it when I first started, and it's just kind of dripping out of there. And then we're going to need these done up so that I can get those underneath and in the right spot. And I'm going to use my tweezers here. I've got a pair of tweezers. So we want to touch it right about there and go up between those leaves. And I'm going to just start getting those down. I'm not putting them all the way down because I want to put these underneath so that it's coming into the
pumpkin right there, or the mushroom. And then this is the big one, so I think that goes in the center. And then this is that medium size one. And what I did last time, I had those all pushed down, and so I had to take your pick tool, but it lifted it up really nice. I was able to just, get it right underneath there and poke it up, and then I was able to attach it back down. So then we want to get this done as well. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right here from here and attach it right there. And then we'll do the rest on the back side. And we'll just use this. And we're going to attach it right about here and let it go down right about there. That looks good. I'm just going to get those out of there because I'm not done with this. I don't want to get on the front of this card base. Then we're going to just put glue on here. And that's going to go back on that card with 1/16 of an inch for a border on all four sides. And that's going to be 0.1 centimeters. That looks really good. I'm going to open it up and use my bone folder on the inside because I don't want to rub it across the cardstock that's been cut, and I don't want to fray any of that. I think we are done. Well, I hope you liked this project as much as I did. Can't you see that you could use just about any sentiment stamp set with this and any designer series paper? And it'll work with just about anything. Why don't you give it a try? Now, if you've enjoyed today's video, would you do me two favors? Click the thumbs up emoji, which means you like it, and would you share it on social media with your crafting friends and pin it to Pinterest? These actions will help me to keep sharing my ideas with other crafters for free, and I'd really appreciate that. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below so you won't miss any future videos. If you have any questions, be sure to contact me. I'm here to help in any way that I can. And if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Just reach out to me. If you'd like to place a Stampin' Up! Order or like a catalog, hop over to my website where you'll find the Shop Now button. To shop with me, you need to go to joanheberlein.stampinup.net. Mark your calendars. I'll be back next Sunday, January 26th at 7 p.m. Central Time. And we'll be doing the Simply Chevron fold using the Hearts of Elegance to make another Valentine card. I hope you'll be here to join me. Thanks so much for being here with me tonight. I look forward to next time. Bye for now, and don't forget to subscribe.